Here on channels 2 and 7, Calgary.
10 years ago.
Where did we get all this maple syrup? Yeah.
How dare you hang up on me?
Why are you hiding underneath Zoe's desk?
Gophers are starting a zombie uprising.
I want my apple juice.
Quick, Ryan, tell her not to start the car.
Where is my toad?
If you destroy me, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Oh, hey, I was kidding.
Damn you, Salazar!
And now, the continuation.
We're back! And man, a lot has happened since the last time we saw each other. I graduated high school. I'm a little older, a little wiser. I wrestled with the angst that is the teenage condition. Fought a crystal dragon all the way through the fiery plains of Anthor. Can't remember how that one started though. All I remember is one thing led to another. He's shirtless, I have a traffic cone on my head, and there we were trading punches in a McDonald's parking lot at 4 a.m. Damn you, Salazar. Call is slow, but while we were away, we did miss out on talking about several viral paranormal topics. The case we're about to present is one of them. It's been popping up on TikTok and YouTube for a while now.
The artwork depicts a young girl believed to be Samantha Houston.
Apparently, this is a painting of a girl who fell to her death after chasing her ball down the stairs.
My name is Kelsey Davies. I bought a haunted painting.
As I was walking, I felt an energy pulling me towards this painting.
There's quite a bit to cover. So I'll start somewhere. Here. In Austin, Texas, lies the Driscoll Hotel. Austin City's oldest hotel. It opened in 1866 and it was apparently home to President Johnson, somewhere between the 1950s and 1960s. Its Roman design and dark wood accents are impressive. And this stained glass dome roof, it's freaking breathtaking. If you find yourself roaming through the halls, you can encounter this painting. Allegedly, the painting is of a 5-year-old girl named Samantha Houston. She was the daughter of the Texas Senator Temple Lee Houston. One dark and stormy night, when the family was staying at the hotel, tragedy struck when Samantha chased after her toy leather ball. The ball veered down the hotel's main staircase, and when she tried to catch it, she fell to her sudden, inevitable death. Her father, suffering from heartbreak, had a portrait commissioned in her likeness, forever immortalizing her tragic memory. Hotel patrons who have been near the painting have reported seeing a little girl playing with a ball, as well as feeling dizzy, nauseated, or being lifted off their feet. Some have even reported fainting, and that if you stare into this painting long enough, they've seen the girl's face morph into a hideous smile, or that its eyes follow them as they pass by. Many say the painting is cursed. Apparently, this curse reaches out beyond the hotel, and even owning a replica or reprint is said to bring you misfortune. Kinda like that VHS tape from The Ring. Many of these reports have been credited to lack of sleep, illness, hallucinations brought on by drug or alcohol use, or the possibility of self-induced hallucinations born out of the very suggestion of the painting's haunted history. But did this grisly accident happen? Was there a Samantha Houston? And if so, what really happened? If not, what's up with this painting? To start, this legend actually cites someone who really existed, Senator Temple Lee Houston. This smiling gent was born on August 12, 1860, to Sam Houston, the first elected president of the Republic of Texas. Both of Temple Houston's parents died when he was 7, and he was eventually given an appointment as a page to the U.S. Senate. He worked there for 3 years while attending college. He eventually learned law and passed the bar. He was the youngest attorney in Texas to open his very own practice. Oh! There's also a TV series about Temple Houston from 1962. It was meant to be the Perry Mason of the West. However, it was canceled after 1 season. It all started with this movie, The Man from Galveston. Even though the character based on Houston has a different name, no idea why, it just is. It is the pilot for the show. Houston was portrayed by the actor who played Christopher Pike from Star Trek. No, the other Christopher Pike. No, the other Christopher Pike. No, the other Christopher Pike. That's Robert April, and you know it. And that's a teen horror novel series written by an author who has the same name. And that's a Seattle coffee bar. You know what? Here. There we go. My main man, Jeffrey Hunter. So, which of Houston's children died falling down the stairs? Let's find out. In 1883, Houston met his wife, Laura. They were married and had 7 children, possible twins, Joseph and Louise, sons Temple Houston Jr., Sam, and Richard. They had 1 daughter, Mary Lee, and another unnamed child. Joseph was born 3 days before Louise and died not long after. There was no death or birth certificate of Joseph, only his baptism record from the St. Mary's Cathedral in Galveston, Texas. Louise died 2 years later from cholera. And the final unnamed child died during childbirth. His remaining 4 children lived well after his death in 1905. They passed between the years of 1945 and 1977. So there you have it. He never had a daughter named Samantha.
It's an urban legend that never happened.
I mean, the very Wikipedia citation for Samantha's death links to a page from the Texas State Historical Association that makes 0 mention of Samantha. In fact, the only record we can find is this cemetery entry on findagrave.com. The legitimacy of this entry comes into question when you find out it was written in 2022. Has our haunted painting tagged to the entry, and no one can seem to locate or photograph the gravestone. There's even a pending photo request from November 2022. We can find physical gravestones or legal tangible records for every other child, but nothing for Samantha. Another anomaly in this entry has her date of birth in 1882. Houston wasn't married till 1883, which throws the entire timeline off. And if there was a child before Temple and Laura were married, that would make the child born out of wedlock. And that's the sort of 19th century scandal that would shatter a young politician's promising career. With such a high-profile man like Temple Houston, historians would be salivating over the possible thought of there being a hidden 8th child. Remember, there's museums named after his father and relatives. He was not some random small-time politician. The city of Houston was named after his father, for smeg's sake. After all of our research, we can confidently say that this painting is not of Samantha Houston. So then who is it of? Who painted it? Where did this story come from? A spooky child ghost playing with a ball is a common tale. A tragic death falling down the stairs seems to happen quite a bit at most older hotels. Usually, the tale focuses on a new bride or a child losing their life. The Banff Springs Hotel is a great example of the sudden death by hotel stairs. And almost all of these accidental deaths in these accounts never happened. Much like that teen couple that died falling from their hometown's water tower 25 years ago on this very night. It seems that, like with most urban legends and ghost stories, the inclusion of Temple was to create a connection with reality. Hey, it really happened because Houston's a real person from history. This painting has another ghostly story attached to it. When the TikToks and the YouTube videos started popping up, Zoe's dad recognized the painting and lent us this. How in the world? A fascinating journey through the world of human ingenuity. This book was given to him by his Nana Babs, and he says this book is one of the many inspirations behind this very show. I can see why. This book is amazing. Being published in 1991, some of the information is obsolete, but it has everything. Do you want to know how they made the opening credits of Doctor Who? It'll tell you. Do you want to see the different cuts between an electric, disposable, and straight razor? It'll tell you. It even has the caramel secret. You see, they take the chocolate and it gets everywhere. Everywhere. In the section covering photographic fakery, it goes into great detail about a photograph from 1919. It was taken by faith healer and spiritual medium, Dr. T. Duarte Hooper, who at the time published several books, including Spirit Psychometry. The photo in question was taken during the early 20th century, when the spiritualist movement was taking full flight. It seemed everyone was taking pictures of ghosts with this new fangled technology called a camera. As the story goes, Dr. Hooper had a patient staying with him. Suddenly, the patient began to feel really uneasy, as if there was an entity or presence next to him. He asked Dr. Hooper to take a photograph. Hooper claims that after he took the photo, and before he developed the plate, he told his guest he saw a beautiful little girl standing next to him. The guest was so excited that he took the plate into the other room to develop it himself. When the plate developed, to his surprise, it revealed a girl in a white dress, holding flowers in one hand and an envelope in the other. "Good heavens," he cried. "It's my daughter who died 30 years ago." In the 1980s, spirit photography had another resurgence. Investigators including
Arthur C. Clarke, author of 2001 and inventor of the communications satellite,
recognized it as an old advert for Paris soap. It was painted by Charles T. Garland in 1879. Note, the so-called grave entry for Samantha has her birthday as 1882, 3 years after this painting was printed. The painting also has a companion piece, this old Tory, which utilized the same model. Hooper had cut a copy from a Christmas Paris soap catalog and used it to prepare the plate in advance after he planted the suggestion of a ghostly girl and had the photo developed. His patient friend filled in the rest of the story. This was a common spirit photography trick at the time. When asked why someone would believe such a simple trick, Arthur C. Clarke mentions, perhaps in his grief, he had been clutching at straws, a victim of understandable self-delusion. Returning to the painting that hangs in the Driscoll Hotel, it was a replica painted in 1990 by Richard King. Wait a minute, Richard Bachman, Stephen King, Richard King. Isn't that weird? Yeah. So, it isn't even an original. Was it painted in remembrance of a dead child? Maybe? We couldn't find any records of child stare death from any time in 1887. And I guess you can call copying somebody's work a tribute? Is the painting in the hotel really haunted? Who knows? Maybe it is. But if it is, it's definitely not for the reasons people believe. If you look at all the misses, probability dictates it's just a painting. The rest is all a myth. On the next episode, give me Charlotte. Hairless cats with hair. Weird, right? So, till next time.